Ford-Haff, and it is April 8th, 2013. So the description of the Chicago City Hall green roof, it was first planted in the year 2000, obviously located in Chicago, and is about 20,300 square feet over the entire surface of the City Hall rooftop. It cost about $2.5 million to construct the garden, and it was finished in just about a year in 2001. And the plants used, there were about 20,000 plants of more than 150 different species of plant. So here I just have a couple of pictures to show you the blueprint for the layout is in the top left, just to sort of give you an idea of what they were trying to do. And then there's a couple pictures of a couple real life pictures show you different seasons, I guess, of the green roof, and just some close-ups of the detail that was put into building it, and the growing process a little bit. So the green roof was one of the first of its kind, and was a test to really see what a green roof could do. It was conceived as a demonstration project and part of the city's Urban Heat Island initiative. So Urban Heat Island, or UHI, is a metropolitan area that is significantly warmer in temperature than its surrounding rural areas due to human activity. There are a ton of cars in Chicago. All the skyscrapers surrounding City Hall have huge air conditioners, heating, everything. It really adds up. So other examples of this are Atlanta, or Salt Lake City, or of course Chicago. So the main use of the roof was to test the benefits of such a roof in a main busy metropolitan area, and see how the air temperature or air quality could benefit from such a change. So Chicago City Hall green roof improves air quality, conserves energy, reduces storm runoff in its select area, and helps lessen the effects of UHI, or changes the temperature around or in the building. So like I said earlier, there are 20,000 plants, over 150 species of the 20,000 plants. So there are vines, shrubs, flowers, and they were very specific to say that there were 2 trees. Most of the plants chosen are native to the Chicago area, and something specific was sedum, which is a fleshy leaved plant and is used throughout the entire garden to help stabilize the environment and allow for better growing conditions for the other plants. The plants selected were meant for a certain type of condition, so they needed to be able to be exposed to high volumes of sun, being on a rooftop. Weather can be extremely windy, and they needed to be able to survive in arid weather. And on here on the right, you can see there are 2 bee nests, or beehives, and this is used to pollinate the garden also. They also thought that out, which is interesting. The rooftop garden is allowed on average a 7-degree cooler rooftop than other buildings in the surrounding area. That's just on average throughout the year, and up to a 30-degree difference in the summer, which is huge. Lighter colors such as the green of the plants or lighter pavement allow for a much cooler surface. So instead of like the surrounding buildings, which may have a black top roof, a white pavement or the plants make a much better surface and a much cooler surface. And these alterations help maintain a much cooler building and save a ton of energy in the long run. The garden tends to reduce runoff greatly by soaking up as much as 75% of rainwater, and this helps diminish the problem of clogged storm drains. It also allows for a larger sewage capacity because of the water that's getting taken away. And in a rooftop garden trend were to occur in Chicago, if it were to continue to spread, many of the runoff issues and drainage issues could be fixed in theory, but it is an expensive thing to get into. The garden that Chicago helped create has more value than just simply climate change or runoff. It's also a very beautiful. It's a very beautiful garden in a very urban environment, a rural environment. It's allowed much more scenic view from the other buildings even. And the different color plants and flowers are a great getaway for those who wish to view the garden for just its beauty, not for everything else it does. I believe that the design of the City Hall garden is fairly modern. It's only 12 years old at this point. It has a pretty complex drip irrigation system to help water the plants and keep everything growing and alive. Um, and that's one of the things that I think make it run pretty smoothly. Um, a watershed could be a possibility for helping collect even more rainwater and maybe making it um, collecting up to maybe 90% of the runoff, rainwater runoff. But collecting 100% of the rainwater runoff is seems impossible to me. But the maybe a watershed or some sort of collection tank could help collect more. So, in conclusion, this rooftop design was a model and a test, and it passed with flying colors because it helped reduce the temperature around and in the building, um, helps collect rainwater runoff, and it helps conserve energy. It is an important part of history because it has shown that UHI can be beat, and Americans really need to make a change to have a better climate, really take this next step. And our environment is really important, and this is one of the steps that can be taken to help better protect it. And here are some of my sources.